One of the things that made this project so special is that it was really about empowering people to be creative. And what that can be in your lives if we let it be. We don't think about art as a language or creativity as a language, but it is.
We were going to plant a lot of seeds, and it would be a smaller impact project. We weren't quite sure of the reach. Getting to have those experiences changed how I saw the impact of public art. We felt like we had collected something very important. We collected this visual documentation of Nashville that had nothing to do with guitars, it had nothing to do with hockey, it had nothing to do with sports. It's a new visual language that we felt like needed to be a part of the conversation of Nashville.
Our Town Nashville is a project that we're doing with the city. And the idea is that we're making a portrait of the city, but rather than us make the portraits, we're asking Nashvillians to make their own self-portraits. And if they'll make a self-portrait with us and then trade it into us, we'll trade them back a letterpress print of somebody else's self-portrait. All of those self-portraits come together and make a portrait of the city, and we want people to look at this as a conversation that they're having with each other, not through words, but through pictures. That these pictures, when brought together, can be a picture of what it's like to live in Nashville, Tennessee.
We were using tools that no one was used to using, even artists.
We gave them these very rigid parameters. They had these stamps that could only make marks in certain ways. But almost everybody used those in an individualistic way. I just became fascinated with how people took the task of making their self-portrait.
It was unassuming and simple. People were really eager to do it, or really suspicious. They would like circle, they would like shark around.
Would you like to make a portrait with us? Come right this way. We would lower the bar of entries to actually take it to folks, so it would just be right there in front of them. We had the advantage of being able to go to all these different locations and see some people that you literally are locked away. You can't get to them even if you wanted to. And to bring their stories and to bring that spirit of what they had out and then give it to other people. It was just this wonderful experience. I wanted everybody in the city to participate and give their little portion of what they thought Nashville was like in themselves and in their own self-portrait.
We watched people like wrestle with that problem that they had to solve. How do I make a polka dotted square look like my mouth? It seems so simple. Everyone has seen a stamp before. Everyone has used a stamp before. At some point in your life, you drew a picture of yourself.
Does that look like me?
When we were watching phase one, it was definitely this really personal activity where you give people a piece of paper and you're asking them to get out of their comfort zone and make a self-portrait.
What I told everybody who did this project is that you're making something that if you give it to us, we're going to take that and build it into a larger project for the city.
Phase one was a collection of self-portraits, and phase two was taking the self-portraits and creating larger images of them in a public arena.
The second phase was celebrating the heroic act of art making and doing it in a theatrical way.
Hey, are you doing well today? Great. I'm doing a performance tonight and I've just been informed that I need to be wearing an Elvis jumpsuit. Do you guys have anything like that?
Together Heroic was a series of large-scale public art events. Everything was scaled up 20 times larger from what the original 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, 1-inch stamp was.
Even though it seemed really small, each person who made a portrait did something really beautiful and big and significant and awesome.
It was a huge production. We wanted it to be. We're putting down a giant stamp. We're aligning it using our grid system, 18-inch plywood, handmade, laser cut stamps. At the heart of everything that we did, it's in the service of something bigger. Phase 2 had more bells and whistles, and that required a lot of help.
Okay, Nashville, are you ready to help us make the world's most gigantic foot-stamped piece of art? And then we go, yeah! And we're like, all right. And we go, yeah! Welcome to game nights. Come on in, folks. You guys are actually going to be dancing on the stamps tonight. That make you feel good?
There's a different sort of city that's emerging, and it's going to have a different character over time. I think it's useful for us as sort of a reflection of this is who we are, this is who I live with.
We got a bunch of adults together to participate in public art. They didn't even really know that they were participating in public art.
I don't think they actually realized until the end how much pride that they would feel from having live making of artwork. Everybody got to find their own way to tell a story of what our community really is, what it looks like, and who we are.
The second phase was the opportunity to say our town was so much bigger than just a portrait or just a stamp or just an event.
You can tell the cities that are connected with the arts. Public art is just as important as things like sports and the music business, things that represent Nashville. That's why we went to very public places, and that's why we did it on a very large scale. We were beside the Titan Stadium by the Cumberland River Front Park. We would have loved to be in the Titan Stadium, but you know.
So many people don't think that they're creative. They're doing this already, but nobody's ever said, hey, have you ever thought about how it works?
You need to have those high goals. We think it's something that helps people see the world differently, helps connect with people differently, helps connect different people with each other in a way that is not possible in a lot of other means.
People suddenly had a new way to talk to each other. They were able to relate on a different level than they would have been able to if they just were having a conversation.